Ring went Sinzone over and just out of the reach of Barker, but wide left. And with just under 10 minutes remaining, it looks like Pepperdine's 24-game undefeated streak at home. And more great play overall by all the way.
Ball's played in on Amanu, right to Roxy Barker. Great chance for Cal, their first shot of the game.
From the very beginning, Velasquez with the kick and the save by Barker.
Now to it!
Roxy Barker of women's soccer joins us. Roxy, congratulations finding out this morning you'll be a member of the National Women's Soccer League Portland Thorns beginning this spring, the newly renovated league. So congratulations to you, first of all.
Thank you.
What were your emotions when you first found out the news this morning?
Mostly I was surprised because Tim sent me the draft letter and I was like, yeah, I'll just fill it out, but not really expecting to make it. And then, yeah, got a text this morning when I was in lab.
And what does this mean for you, being able to continue your soccer career now playing at the professional level?
Well, I feel like this is kind of my dream come true because it's going to open a lot of doors for my future as well.
Roxy, I know growing up, of course, playing the sport, I'm sure you had many role models growing up at the professional rank. What were some of your teams, some of the players that you grew up watching?
Well, definitely Mia Hamm. Obviously, I feel like every girl my age looks up to Mia Hamm. And then Brianna Scurry. I did a book report on her when I was in 3rd grade. And then Oliver Kahn, he's the German goalkeeper. Well, he's retired now as well. But.
And Portland, tell me your thoughts on Portland. You'll be living in the City of the Roses.
We've been to Portland a few times, and I really liked it. And I like doing outdoorsy things, so I think I'll enjoy it.
And Roxy, what excites you most about this next step on the field playing soccer at the professional level?
Probably just learning new things, as well as being able to focus on one thing for once, like not having to focus on school and playing soccer. It's going to be nice, I think.
It will be nice. No late night essays for you. Just focus on soccer. Well, Roxy Barker becomes the second member of the Pepperdine women's soccer team to be accepted into the National Women's Soccer League. Of course, Anissa Guajardo, your teammate with the Boston Breakers now. So, Roxy, congratulations on this honor, and we'll be following your career.
Oh, thank you. Roxy Barker, born in Pietermaritzburg, South Africa, grew up in Irvine, California, junior goalkeeper. Well, I was born in Pietermaritzburg, South Africa, but then I lived in Durban and I just recently moved to Cape Town. My whole family moved back my senior year in high school. It's like I committed and then they decided they were going to move back, so I was like, well, thanks a lot for like letting me know ahead of time. But it's not so bad because I get to go back pretty often. It's cheapest to fly through Dubai, so it's like a 16-hour flight to Dubai, and then I usually have a pretty long layover, and it's like a 10-hour flight down to South Africa.
We knew we needed a goalkeeper from her year. We picked up the phone and called some friends. We're like, who's the best goalkeeper you've seen in Southern California? And unbeknownst to them, about 4 or 5 different coaches said Roxy Barker, that kid from Wolfpack, and I think she's on Blues now. And that's how the process began.
There were like 3 schools that were like seriously talking to me. And I visited Pepperdine, and my parents were like, we really like that school, we think you should go there. And then I was like, okay, I'll go there.
Her folks visited our campus with her one day. She's a very quiet girl, almost painfully shy. And, you know, we just pursued her, and she said yes. We felt incredibly blessed by that.
Goalkeeper trainer would stand behind the goal and like tell me what to say, because I didn't know. I felt like it was like a natural thing for defenders to know the slide. Apparently I have to tell them to do that.
As quiet as she is off the field, she's becoming very much a lion on it. Every girl that plays in front of her loves Roxy. And when they start to hear her, it gives them even more confidence to perform.
Most of our players respond really well to her because it's the right information at the right time, no overload, no panic.
She's really grown in that. I actually think it's one of the reasons why we're having a great year. I think she has really, really grown into her goalkeeping position.
Her personality just comes through on the field. She commands her box, she's great with her feet. She actually played as a striker as well, so her understanding of the game as a whole is phenomenal.
And the one area we felt like she could grow in a big way is just commanding her box, and in the final third organizing. She stepped up in a mighty way this year.
I don't know why it's different, but the freshmen coming in really fit helped a lot. I think just a lot of people want to win a lot this year.
We have really strong team chemistry, and I think if you were to watch her with any one of our players, that would sort of sum up how the whole team is in a nutshell.
Continuing our series on current and former Pepperdine players and coaches involved in the 2012 London Olympics, and today joined by senior goalkeeper Roxy Barker, women's soccer here at Pepperdine. Roxy, thanks for sitting down and chatting with us.
Yeah, no problem.
And Roxy, you played with the South African soccer team here in London this past year. Roxy, take us briefly through the time leading up to the Olympics, kind of the whole process of you getting asked to be on the South African team.
Well, they had me on a list of players that could be part of the Olympic squad. So they called me earlier in the semester and asked me to go to Brazil and then the Cyprus tournament. So I went to those, and then they asked me back.
And this is the first ever women's soccer team from South Africa to qualify for the Olympics. How was it to be a part of that accomplishment?
Well, I felt pretty privileged and lucky because I haven't lived there very much. I've been here, and to be chosen to represent that country, or to represent my country, is a pretty amazing thing. Yeah. So.
And what was the feeling when you're getting on the plane with all your teammates and traveling to London? I mean, something all athletes dream of, a moment like that. How was that moment for you when you guys arrive in London as a team?
Well, it was pretty amazing, and I didn't think that there would be so many people taking pictures or anything. And
it's the Olympics.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
I guess, but we're South Africa. We're a pretty small country from Africa. Yeah. And it was great to be able to share rooms with other athletes. Mm-hmm. We got to meet a lot of the Mexican national team players, like Dos Santos and all those. Yeah, so it was awesome. And also to hang out with the people you're gonna play, like the Japanese, and they're really funny.
The Japanese are?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's a language barrier, but I was just laughing the whole time. We played
What kind of stuff do they do?
Well, we played pool against them, and they'd never played pool before. And it was so funny. They were making faces behind the holes when we were trying to shoot and stuff.
Little bonding between countries and teams.
Yeah, although the Swedish team was did not want to hang out with anybody else.
Sweden does their own thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's good to get this little insider info on the women's soccer teams and countries. Yeah. How was it being able to participate in not only the Olympics, but in a country that's so rich with soccer history?
Well, it was really nice because a lot of the crowd has a great soccer IQ, mm-hmm. So they know what's going on in the game, and people really appreciate it. And the pitches are so nice; they're you can play golf on them. Yeah. So it was probably the experience of a lifetime.
Absolutely. What was your favorite stadium? You got to play in two, right?
Yeah, the Millennium Stadium.
Millennium Stadium.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, partly because the roof closes, so if it rains, they just shut it, and also because it was a little bit softer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what's one surprising thing or something that you didn't expect to see with athletes in the Olympics that others might not know?
How much junk food they have in the village. Like Cokes everywhere, ice cream, anything you could ever want. If you want a chocolate bar, you just ask for it. Not that I did that.
Yeah, you stayed good?
Yeah.
It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory
over
there?
I mean, like more like a McDonald's factory. Yeah. And they have like a 2-story McDonald's and
2 stories?
Yeah.
And you had a little bit of a mix-up that turned into your fortune coming home after the Olympics. Why don't you tell a little bit about what happened?
Well, I was supposed to come back on the 2nd, and then I reminded our manager, like, you did book me to come back to California, right? And she was like, oh no, I got you to get back to South Africa. So I was like, well, I asked you, and then she remembered and booked my flight to California, but it was on the 6th. So I got to stay in London for a few days with my mom, and we saw Les Miserables and went to Swan Lake, and
awesome.
Yeah, I just did sightseeing stuff.
Yeah, got to do some touristy stuff over there. And crisis diverted. I mean, you got back in time for the season for Pepperdine women's soccer. You didn't head back to South Africa. Where's Roxy? She never came back from London. That's awesome. Well, I know it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you were able to experience in London, and from us here at Pepperdine, so proud to have you represent us and your country over there in the Olympics, and now back on the pitch here for the Waves for Pepperdine. So thanks for sitting down with us, Roxy, and best of luck the rest of this season.
Thank you.